to tell you something about River Oaks that most people don't say out loud. When buyers ask me about Oakville neighborhoods, River Oaks always comes up. And here's what's interesting. It comes up for completely different reasons depending on who is asking. So for some people, they like the location, dead center of Oakville, everything within reach. For others, it's the trails, 16 Mile Creek that runs right through the middle of it. And for a few, it's a specific street, a specific pocket they stumbled upon and they couldn't believe it was the same neighborhood they'd been dismissing. That's what I want to show you today, because River Oaks isn't one thing. It's actually several things depending on where you turn. And once you understand that, you look at the neighborhood completely differently. Let me orient you first. River Oaks sits in the middle of Oakville, south of Dundas, north of Upper Middle Road, roughly between Trafalgar and Neogawa Boulevard. The main east-west roads are River Glen Boulevard and River Oaks Boulevard. Now, if you're coming from out of town, that might not mean much yet, but here's the practical version of it. You've got the 403 to the south, 407 within the reach, and Oakville GO station is also close enough. And running right through the heart of it is 16 Mile Creek with trail system that connects you to green space in a way that honestly surprises most people when they first move here. So before we even talk about homes, you already have something here that a lot of neighborhoods at this price point don't even have. The location and nature sitting right next to each other. Oh, and if we haven't met, my name is Roshan Basnet, a real estate broker here in the GTA. I work with families buying and selling across Oakville and Burlington and the surrounding areas. And this channel, Where to Live in Oakville and Burlington, is really just what it sounds like. Local, honest, street level insight. No hype. If that's the kind of thing that helps you make better decisions, please feel free to subscribe and give it a like. It genuinely helps my channel. Most of River Oaks was built from the late 80s into the early 2000s. And when you drive through, you notice it. It's not a cookie cutter neighborhood. It's a mix. Detached homes, semis, townhomes, a few condo pockets tucked in. Some homes have been fully renovated, kitchens opened up, new finishes, the works. Others are still original, good bones, but project waiting to happen. And this matters more than people realize, because two homes on the same street can feel totally different. One walking ready, one with to-do list that'll take you a year to get through. So when you're looking here, you're not just evaluating the neighborhood, you're evaluating each home individually. That's actually one of the things I enjoy about working in River Oaks. There's actually a real variety, real opportunity if you know what you're looking at. Here is where River Oaks quietly wins. Walk out of your door on almost any street here, and within a few minutes, you can be on a trail along the 16 Mile Creek. These aren't just paths, they're actually proper trail systems, shaded. I mean, the kind that feel like they belong in a much more premium neighborhood. You've also got the River Oaks Community Center, which handles a lot of the everyday stuff. Programs, fitness, community events. Family with kids especially appreciate having that close. And parks are woven through the neighborhood. Not one central park from everything, but smaller green spaces that pop up as you walk from street to street. The overall feel of daily life here is easy. You're not driving across town for the things you need. Most of it is close by. Let me be direct about this one thing. If you commute, River Oaks is one of the stronger spots in Oakville. You've got the 403, QEW and 407 all accessible within a painful drive to get there. And Oakville GO is within the reach for anyone heading into Toronto on a regular basis. Now, the Trafalgar Road runs through this area. And I won't pretend it's quiet, because during rush hour, it can get busy. That's just the reality of being a central, well-connected neighborhood. And for buyers I work with who commute regularly, they consistently tell me they chose River Oaks because of access. They didn't want to tack on an extra 20 minutes just to get to the highway. That matters. And in Oakville, not every neighborhood gives you that. Schools are one of the things family ask me about first, and River Oaks holds up well here. Within the community, you've got the River Oaks Public School and Post Corners, both elementary, both right in the neighborhood. No long drives, no crossing major roads to get there. For secondary, you have the White Oaks Secondary School that serves this area. And if French immersion is on your list, there are solid options accessible from here as well. And on the Catholic side, strong programs too. And St. Andrews is worth knowing about, especially because it offers gifted programming. For families who are thinking ahead about that, it is a real option in this area. One thing I always say to buyers with kids, come and look at the actual routes. Walk the paths your kids will take. Because in River Oaks, school tends to feel genuinely close and not just on a map, but actually in real life. Come experience it, walk the streets. Let's talk about what the numbers are telling us, because the story here is actually more nuanced than people expect. In 2025, River Oaks saw about 204 home sales. That's a real number. This is an active neighborhood with genuine movement. About half of those sales were detached homes, then townhomes, then semis, and almost no condo sales. So if you are picturing River Oaks as a condo heavy area, it isn't. This is mostly ground level living, families, garages, proper yard. Homes are taking around 3 to 4 weeks to sell on average. That tells you buyers are active and looking, but they are not panicking. They are comparing, they are negotiating. This isn't obviously 2021 or 22. This is a thoughtful market. What sellers are getting? Well, most homes are selling at about 97% of the asking price. Plain language, sellers aren't just naming a number and watching people fight over it. Homes are selling if they are priced right, and there is always a room to negotiate if they aren't. For buyers, that's actually a healthier environment than what we've seen a few years ago. We can actually take a good breath, ask right questions, make real decisions. If you pull back and look at the last decade, in 2015, River Oaks homes were trading around $600,000 range. Detached homes were closer to $800,000. Today, overall, you're looking at just over $1 million. Detached homes has gone up and they are around $1.5 million range. But here's what I want you to understand about the number. It didn't go straight up. There were peaks, there were corrections, there were periods where things had slowed down significantly. And buyers today have lived through some of those swings, which is a big part of why they are more careful now. If you're coming into this market, that caution isn't irrational. The market rewards people who buy thoughtfully here. I've watched buyers make the same mistakes in River Oaks more than once, so let me just name them. The first is expecting a luxury feel. River Oaks is a practical, livable, well-located neighborhood. It's not Bronte West, it's not Joshua Creek. If you're chasing those prestige and curb appeal above everything else, this isn't your neighborhood, and I'd rather tell you than later. The second mistake is assuming homes are updated. Many aren't, and the ones that aren't will need money, real money. Buyers who don't budget for that end of stretch. And the third, and this is the one that I see most often, is not looking street by street, because River Oaks has pockets, real pockets, streets that feel completely different from each other. And if you approach the whole neighborhood as one thing, you'll miss them. Now, talking about pockets, this is the part of River Oaks that most buyers don't see. For me, it's the part I enjoy showing people the most. Pull into Winding Creek Cove right off of Neogava Boulevard, and the first thing you notice is it doesn't feel like the rest of River Oaks. This is a cluster of executive townhomes, 3-story layouts, garages, real living space. They aren't aren't entry level. They're built for buyers who want the feel of a home without the full footprint of one. The quality here is exceptional, noticeably higher than the typical townhomes. The finishes, the layout, the way the complex is designed, it has a different energy. Well, the trade-off, you're still sharing walls, you've still got stairs, but for a buyer who wants something elevated and doesn't want to maintain a fully detached home, this pocket makes a lot of sense. Now, let's drive a few minutes to Woodhaven Estates and everything changes again. This is a detached home pocket mixed with large townhomes with a 2-car garage. Quiet street, looks prestigious. You got mature trees that have been growing here for 35 plus years. Long-term owners who've been here for a while. Woodhaven doesn't try to impress you immediately. It just feels settled, comfortable, the kind of street where people know their neighbors and stay for 20 years. These homes aren't show-offs, some need updating, but the bones are great and the street feel is genuine. For buyers who want a proper neighborhood, that kind where kids can actually ride bikes, Woodhaven delivers that. And then there are streets backing onto the 16-mile creek. I always save these for the last because they genuinely surprise people. You are standing in a backyard and instead of looking at the neighbor's fence or a row of homes, you're actually looking at a ravine, the trees, the trail system, nothing behind you. Same neighborhood, same postal code, completely different experiences. And these homes command a premium, and they should, because the lifestyle they offer is genuinely different than the rest of River Oaks. You've got privacy, nature, quiet in the neighborhood that otherwise would be active and well connected. If you are someone who wants outdoor space, not just a yard, but actual space that breathes, these are the streets worth knowing about. River Oaks works really well for buyers who value location over status, who wants practical living space, who needs access to highways, schools, trail systems built into their daily life, who are okay doing some work on a house over time in exchange for getting into a neighborhood that genuinely functions. River Oaks is probably not the right fit if you want those brand new construction. If prestige and curb appeal are your top priorities, or if you are only interested in quiet, tucked away streets, because while those pockets exist here, they are not the entire whole story. Knowing which side of that line you are on is honestly one of the most useful things I can help you figure out before you spend weekends touring homes that never quite right for you. River Oaks isn't about showing off. It never has been. It's about living smart in Oakville. Location, access, green space, real community at a price point that still makes sense for families who are thinking carefully. If you're thinking about making a move, whether that's in the next 60 days or 6 months out, reach out to me. We'll walk through the neighborhoods, the streets, the homes, and we'll figure out what actually makes sense for you and not just the general, but specifically. Because the difference between a good purchase and a great one in a neighborhood like this is usually knowing which streets to pay attention to. The links are in the description. I have a dedicated page on my website. Go check it out. The River Oaks, the neighborhood, the homes, the schools, all the descriptions are right there. And I'll see you again on my next video.